Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and welcome to Season 4, guys. I think this is day 4 or day 5. I've kind of lost track, to be honest. In today's video, I want to showcase an amazing Thunderbolt team for the Temporal Vortex. Now, I've been running this since the second day when I summoned Orfina. I have a few clanmates that have been running this since day 1. We've been doing a lot of theory crafting about this team. We tried tons of different combinations. So in this video, I'm going to show you how good Thunderbolt is early on. This video is brought to you by Dragonheir Silent Gods, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are new around here, if you haven't played Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, or you want to help and support the channel, you can download the game by using my link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. And it's all about Orfina, the new Thunderbolt hero. And it works very similar with a Dauntless character. It's all about her basic skill, and is a chance to refresh the Electrocuted and launch Thunderbolt on them, which will enable Perkunte to basically reach max stack every time before using the ultimate skill. Without a doubt, this is the best activator for Perkunte. Now, to be honest, I really underestimated this hero early on, before I even actually got to play it. On paper, while it sounded pretty interesting, it just didn't sound like it's going to be able to really take Perkunte to the next level, but it actually does. So it's going to gain more attack speed with the ultimate skill, and the battle skill again strikes the enemy 3 times. So it's a pretty nice combination. Let me just quickly show you the team. So we are going to run a 3-man elemental affinity team because we are still very early on. My Psychic Core is very weak sauce for the moment. The gear is still epic, guys, and honestly, very, very bad substats. I don't even have a attack percentage. Chest for Perkunte, for example, is just a flat one that I had from before. I just haven't managed to get very good gear. Now, in terms of artifacts, for the moment, this is what we're running. Keep in mind, Orfina requires accuracy to be able to put the Electrocuted on the boss. So she needs the accuracy in order to really work well with Perkunte. On him, I actually have the Poison of Swamp. It's an amazing artifact that was added this season, and is very good early on. In the late game, it's not really going to give you so much value, so having something else on him will be much, much better. We have, of course, the Witch's Remains, the Gatekeeper Staff, and we have the Drugo's Blast Jar. Now, I will have a couple of different screenshots and stuff from the test server to show you on difficulty 4 how this team actually performs, to kind of understand its maximum potential. But let me just quickly show you how it works for the moment on difficulty 2, day 5 on season 4. This is the skill timing that I have on my characters right here. I do have Asterion putting defense down, so I want to make sure she's going to basically go before the rest of them. I have no skill timing on Orfina. I just want her to use that ultimate as often as possible. And that being said, let's actually have a quick look at what we can achieve with this team. So far, since the second day, I've been top 50 on my server with this team every single day. Now, keep in mind, I am on a server with a lot of Krakens and Whales, and it's definitely very, very competitive. So top 50, I feel like, is definitely very good, considering that we have a lot of disgusting teams that basically cheese with Unkillable, they're fully inspired, etc. You know, but I'm going to show you some of the results from other people as well. So if you may notice, Perkunte is almost on a full stack already. So let's quickly check this out before he's using the ultimate. Where are you, Perkunte? Overwhelmed, 28, 30. And he's just about to use the ultimate in a second. And we're already at 30 stacks. That's how crazy it goes. Because she's really, really enabling Perkunte to deal insane damage. Now, you will be surprised to see that she actually can even out-damage Perkunte. But you're going to see that on the run that I've done on the difficulty 4 on the test server. So overall, I think it's an amazing team for progression early on. Before you get to move into the upper tier, I would say, where you have Corrosion and you have all of the crazy teams, the Flora teams, the Ice Blast. I think it has a very good chance to compete with Ice Blast, to be honest, or be very close to the same result. I think a Beldele team can definitely drop 150 plus million damage. So I think they're going to be able to get pretty close to it on a 5-man elemental affinity team, dropping Astarion out of the team and making that 5-man elemental affinity team. Probably a Rose instead of the Necro would be perfect in here. We're going to have the decreased attack. We're going to have a better cleanse. We're basically going to be able to survive a bit longer, and we're going to gain the bonus from the 5-man Elemental Affinity team, which will 100% out damage the whole thing that we have going on in here with Astoyan, with the 30% defense reduction on the boss, you know? I'm pretty convinced that it will work much, much better. But we are 2 minutes in, and we already have 5.6 million damage. And this is day 5, guys. Remember, I think it's a massive milestone to be able to reach this sort of damage so early on without using the Unkillable, the full Dauntless team, you know. Corrosion is not going to be very effective. Now, one thing that I really thought that it will be better was the Radiance team. If you have the exclusive from the Aura, I thought that it will be better just for the simple fact that it can crit without a problem. You can build them a bit better, you know. But it's not the case for my surprise. That's what I've been running on day 1. I think that Aura is absolutely amazing for progression, and only if you have the exclusive, of course. But I feel like this for the Temporal Vortex is amazing. And this team, if I basically drop, for example, I don't know, Ardret and Garius, and just bring in a couple of randoms in the team, they easily do the Goblin. So I'm farming the Goblin with the exact same team. I am bringing the Aura characters for that, though. So I have like 50-60 seconds farm on the highest difficulty on the Goblin. And that was with them at level 70, without even maxing them to level 90. So they were very, very solid even in the Goblin. They will be very solid in dungeons as well. Very solid for the domains too. Like this team is absolutely demolishing the ice domain, you know, even with the Necro character in. So definitely a pretty solid team. Look at that. We have Perkunte with 5.3. We have Orfina with 3.6. Now, Orfina's build is not as good, of course. I don't have very, very good gear on her. She doesn't have a lot of crit rate. I do need to get accuracy, so I have the slingshot artifact on her because of it. But either way, it's a pretty solid damage. So here we are, guys. 31.8 million damage. And we survived quite a bit. 11.15 seconds, of course. The damage dealers died way earlier than this. The tanks managed to survive a bit longer. But the damage is very, very solid. 31.8. I'm definitely going to take that. For the last few days, yesterday, the day before, I've been doing around 13, 12, 14 million damage with this team. And that was, of course, with them at level 70. No runes. I had quite a bit of rare gear on some of the characters. I'm going to save this one. I'm more than happy with the result for today. But I do want to show you how OP are the rest of the teams that we have. So right here, 68.5 million damage. Fully inspired characters. Pretty damn nasty. And this is a very solid result. It's not an unkillable team because you're going to be able to survive longer with a team like this than with the unkillable. Then we have 66. Almost the same cup of tea, more or less. Again, a lot of inspirations. 53. There you go. There you go. This is actually very, very solid that he managed to get so much damage. Probably he managed to get legendary gear. I would assume he has a few legendary sets in here. Cinerel is great for this team. I'm curious to see what sort of timings he might be using, to be honest, because hey, 53 million damage is definitely much, much better than what we've got. Now, I don't have Cinerel myself. He is an amazing character. Just in general, he is better than a Garius. Then we have 43 with pretty much the exact same team. It is kind of like the new meta for progression now. I don't think it's going to last in the very end game because you're gonna have better teams competing for the first place. But right now, it's actually very, very solid, you know. And this is actually a pretty solid result from this guy as well. This is a different one that's pretty good too. Damn Cinerel. I can't believe that I haven't got him just yet. This is another very solid result in here with 41.1 million damage. Definitely very, very good. So probably I'm gonna look to do a few swaps as well tomorrow to try and get to it. There you go. Beldele, 40 million damage. So for the moment, it seems to be a bit better. Now, where are we ranking with 31? We're a bit out of top 20. But not by a lot. Actually, no, we are exactly top 20 as it stands right now. Probably we're going to drop a bit more till the by the end of the day, but not by a lot. So what is Niva using here? So he's going for Ice Blast with Beldele, 25.4. It does matter if you have, of course, the exclusive artifacts for Perkunte, or if you have any other crazy things. If you manage to farm some legendary gear, that will definitely put you a bit higher on the leaderboard. Let me quickly show you the builds that we have on our characters, and then we're gonna get to the test server part. So they're not crazy, okay? They're really not crazy. I do want to show you kind of like to have an idea of what you can expect. Somehow I do have a lot of crit damage on him. It's mainly because of the crit damage gloves probably, and all of the crit damage substats that I have on the pieces of gear. Plus, of course, we have the artifact that gives us a lot. That's Orfina with the slingshot. Definitely not very good stats, but she can almost out-damage Perkunte, or out-damage him, actually. You're going to see in a second. That's Astayon, basically a mixture of sets. Ardrat, a mixture as well. And that is Garius. You know, we don't really have a lot of defense and stuff on the characters. Right here, you can see a full run on the test server, so you understand the team's potential. So we got 95.3 million damage. My Psychic Core is not max just yet. It's close to max, but we are not running a 5-man elemental affinity team. We are actually running 4-man, so we're not getting the bonus. If I would replace the Necro for a Rose, for example, to put decrease attack, to give me a cleanse, we could probably survive a bit longer, and most probably we would get a bit of extra damage. Now, overall, I feel like it's a very, very good result. What I find very crazy is that Orfina is actually out-damaging Perkunte. So, initially, I kind of like underestimated this hero, just for the simple fact that it did not sound so crazy on paper, you know, but it seems to work better than a Dauntless character, because we got 46.2 million damage from her. We've been doing quite a bit of theory crafting in my clan, you know, with this team, with Van Horn Gaming. So this is actually a pretty solid result. I will show you what he got on difficulty 3, for example. So I do have a lot of legendary artifacts, or aka mythical artifacts now. The best artifact for her, without a doubt, is the Thunder Deity Spear, because basically that basic skill has a chance to repeat itself, you know. So that's an awesome thing. I tried Perkunte with his exclusive. That's something that I don't have on my account, how you guys probably noticed. But at least it will give us an idea of what we can expect from this team if we're replicating it on the test server. And the results are actually really solid, because Thunderbolt was pretty weak in general for the last few seasons versus single target bosses. It was amazing versus the Mecha Torque, right? But it wasn't that great versus single target bosses. So it's nice to see that they are actually putting up some serious work. Of course, the best set for Orfina is the Dominator, or the Echo of War, and for Perkunte is the Emissary's Whisper. Unless you're trying the shade of that with a lot of crit damage, that could potentially work slightly better, but I really doubt it. From the testing that I've done before to see the best gear set, it's clear that the Emissary's Whisper was the better option, you know. So this is what Van Horn Gaming got on his test server. Pretty good result. This is on difficulty 3. Again, it's not a 5-man elemental affinity team. That's what we've been running on our main accounts for the last 3-4 days, since the beginning of the season. Actually, this team, it definitely outperforms every other team that is not fully inspired and goes unkillable. Honestly, I really thought that Aura might outdamage them, just for the simple fact that you can build them with less crit and stuff if you have the exclusive. But it turned out that Thunderbolt is actually meta for the progression. Of course, later on, it will definitely drop out of the meta once Corrosion comes in play, and you have the 5-man elemental affinity team, and you can bring in Ice Blast. You can bring in all the crazy teams, but it's a very good thing that now Thunderbolt is actually very efficient versus single target bosses. That's something that we did not have before. This is the Psychic Core. It's definitely not leveled up. I don't even have the extra accuracy from here. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks again to Dragonheir for sponsoring the video. And if you guys want to get involved, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen.